Good morning everyone, welcome today. I am Deirdre O'Rourke and I'm a hypnotherapist, mind and life coach and an LLP practitioner, and I run therapy practice in Bray, County Wicklow. It's called Awakenings Hypnotherapy and Mind and Life Coaching. A session would typically work when I'm approached by a client. I would construct a session based on the client's needs and using a combination of the aforementioned coaching skills and hypnotherapy, facilitate my client and come up with a solution, an action plan, and use suggestions in hypnotherapy to help create changes in ideas or behaviour. I provide mind coaching workbooks in between sections, and after every session the client will be supplied with an MP3 so they can listen back and reaffirm the positive suggestions they've covered in the session. So for those of you who haven't joined me before or who have not been to a hypnotherapy session before, what is hypnosis and what is hypnotherapy? So hypnosis is a deep state of relaxation during which suggestions are made to create beneficial changes in your ideas and in your behaviour. The subconscious mind controls the voluntary functions of the body, including all your habits and things that you do automatically. So this again is fueled by emotions, imagination, and directs the energy from within. The subconscious mind also contains memories of every single thing that has occurred to you. So in hypnosis, the subconscious mind becomes very receptive to new ideas and open to suggestions which encourage more sensible, balanced and helpful attitudes to reality. And it's about restoring a person to peace and wholeness. No matter what has happened in a person's life, hypnotherapy can help to unblock these memories and heal emotional wounds and restore emotional balance and let you live a more free and peaceful life. So I deal with all issues within my sessions. However, my main niche is enhancing personal empowerment, and I look at a number of areas such as overcoming limiting beliefs, dealing with unhelpful habits, dealing with lack of motivation, lack of self-worth, assertiveness, overcoming procrastination, and uncovering dormant skills and strengths and resources, inner and external values, etc. Basically the elements in your life that are not running efficiently and currently stopping you being fulfilled and happy and achieving your goals. I run a program called Pillars to Personal Empowerment, which covers all this, each pillar being one of these elements. So today we'll look at the pillar of overcoming procrastination and see how we can get it working in areas that are currently holding you back. So talk today is going to be on 6 steps for overcoming procrastination. Do you procrastinate at times? Maybe a little more often than you care to admit. We're all guilty of it. We all indulge in it from time to time. It's not really a deal breaker, is it? Well, it isn't, until suddenly it is, and at that stage it's too late. Once time is lost, it's lost, and all those wonderful goals you had in mind end up being nothing but fruitless dreams that will now never become your reality. So you can make all the excuses in the world, but that won't change the fact that you've fallen into this procrastination trap. So I look at a 6-step process which can help you fight your way out of this. And so number 1, confess to your guilty pleasure. Just admit it. You love to procrastinate, don't you? And if you didn't enjoy it, then you wouldn't choose to indulge in it. It's your guilty pleasure. You can't resist. There are, of course, always more important things to do, but for one reason or another, you will always end up finding ingenious ways to ignore all the important stuff in favour of procrastination. But you don't call it procrastination. You call it planning, preparation, rest and recuperation. But the honest truth is, it's all procrastination, and you will never overcome procrastination until you admit that it is your guilty pleasure. So openly acknowledge that you absolutely love to procrastinate and that you're an addicted procrastinator. So then we move on to step 2, and here we have to identify our triggers. Why do you procrastinate? What is the actual reason? Procrastination doesn't all of a sudden come out of nowhere. You procrastinate because of a very specific reason, and that reason often comes in the form of triggers of some sort that encourage you to choose to indulge in procrastination. And to overcome procrastination, you need to identify these triggers and put a stop to them. For instance, turning on the television, picking up your phone, responding to the text message, they're all typical triggers. But just as there are many triggers for procrastination, there are also triggers that inspire motivation. So think, what are they for you? What seems to trigger your indulgence in procrastination? How do you at times find the motivation to take action? Identify those triggers. Figure out what typically triggers your procrastination and inspires your motivation. Then, when you've done this, move on to step 3. Outline what you do want. To overcome procrastination, you need to get a clear view about what you want. What is your goal? What would you like to achieve in this instance? What is your objective for the projected task? Knowing what you want will keep you focused on what needs to get done. However, knowing what you want typically won't be enough. To avoid this procrastination, you need to outline the reasons why you want to achieve these things. Why are these things important? How are they relevant to your life? What will accomplishing this task allow you to do? What's the value in all of this? So outline what you want. What would you like to achieve? Why are these things important? Get very clear on what it is you want and the reasons for why you want those things. Then you can move on to step 4, where you gain leverage. The reasons you outlined within the previous steps again will only take you so far. They will inspire you to take the proactive action towards your goal, but to overcome procrastination you need a little more leverage. The leverage comes in the form of pain mixed with pleasure. You clearly already understand the value of what you're doing. That's the pleasure part. Now consider for a moment the consequences of procrastination and how they will impact your life in the short term and also in the long term. What will you potentially miss out on if you choose to procrastinate? What will you be unable to accomplish? So, to look at what will I gain by taking proactive action? What will I miss out if I procrastinate? To gain the leverage, you need to inspire proactive action. And then it's time, step 5, move on and develop an action plan. Now you have all that necessary motivation to push you forward and push yourself towards your goal. It's time to take this moment to draw up this action plan. This means outlining what you will do, how you will do these things, and when exactly you will get started. You must be decisive. Prepare this plan of action quickly, without turning it into another one of your procrastination indulgence sessions. What can be quite helpful is to create a to-do list and a not-to-do list. The to-do list highlights all the things you focus on, and the not-to-do list, all the things that you must avoid indulging in while you start achieving your goal. So outline what you will do, how you will do it, and when you will get started. And then it's time, step 6, to take purposeful action. In order to fully cure yourself from procrastination, you need to start working with both urgency and purpose. It's important you don't push yourself too far too quickly. Beating procrastination is a marathon, it's not a race. You need to overcome procrastination. You need to break the old patterns of behaviour and establish new habitual patterns that inspire you to take consistent proactive action towards this goal. Working in 25-minute spurts and then resting for 5 is a good way to start a great productive cycle. However, rest only when you've done with each cycle, not when you're feeling tired. This is the key to beating procrastination. I'll rest when I'm done, but not when I'm tired. So focus intensely on working in short 25-minute bursts several times a day until you establish this new habit. So I hope some of those little steps will work for you. Focus this week on one task that you have been putting off and need to get doing, and try to go through these steps and create a new action plan that will hopefully get you there towards your goal. And now with that work done, it's time for a little time for yourself. A little time for hypnotherapy to help you relax and de-stress. So I'd like you to find a comfortable place to sit. Place your feet on the ground and just relax. Make sure you will not be disturbed, and just take this little bit of time for yourself today, as you deserve it. And as you close your eyes, you'll begin to notice some changes taking place. The first thing you notice is your breathing, and your breathing begins to relax. The next thing you'll notice is you develop the need to swallow, as all the muscles around your teeth, gums and throat relax. And soon you'll begin to feel a comfortable feeling of heaviness develop in your eyes, as all the muscles around your eyes begin to feel tired and heavy, so tired and heavy that soon they just want to close down and rest in the gentle, soothing darkness. So as you relax, imagine that you're staring into the light of a beautiful candle, a candle of perfect relaxation. Imagine that you can see a bright light dancing there. And I wonder, what colours can you see? Can you see the oranges and the reds? Or perhaps you see the blues and the greens, or the yellows and the whites. Bright lights burning there, and the warmth from the light begins to soften and melt the wax around that wick. And as the wax warms and softens, slowly but surely, it begins to melt. It begins to melt and slowly flow down the sides of that candle. And soon the wax melts into the candle holder, until soon the soft wax moulds itself into the shape of the candle holder. And in many ways you are like that candle, a beautiful candle of relaxation. And your subconscious mind is like that bright flame that dances through the ages, casting light into the darkness and helping you to find your way through doubt and uncertainty. And in many ways, your muscles are like that soft, warm wax, and the chair you are sitting in is your candle holder. And slowly but surely, you too are beginning to melt into the chair, melt into a state of deep and profound relaxation. And I wonder if you've noticed just how relaxed your breathing has become. It feels so good to just breathe easy and to just let go. Let go. To let go of all that used up air. And I wonder, have you noticed the way your chest sinks down as you exhale? Now sink down into that feeling. Sink down and just let go, and go deeper into the experience. Deeper and deeper as you let go. Your mind is now open and receptive to suggestions given, and you will feel an overwhelming desire to comply with the messages that you receive, as you realise the importance of the words I say, and you listen to my voice. And as your subconscious mind absorbs and understands these messages, it really doesn't matter if from time to time you find your mind wandering away to some other pleasant thoughts, because your inner mind understands that now is the time for your life to begin to really take shape and move in the direction that you desire. You've had enough of putting things off until another time, never getting anything done, nor fully achieving all that you'd set out to do. That is why you have been feeling an increasing dissatisfaction with yourself for not realising your full potential, and that's why you're here today. But you know now that now is the time, not tomorrow or the next day or even next week, for even you are beginning to feel impatient when jobs get left undone or delayed, and you see tasks mounting up and overwhelming you. And the word now is taking on a new meaning for you, to do not only the things that you have to do every day, but freeing yourself to do all those wonderful things that you really want to do. And suddenly you find yourself wondering about the word now, because this curious word can be rearranged to form other impressive words, like the word one. The word one is just how you feel when you do something now. One or now, it gives you a win-win feeling, a feeling of satisfaction that is all your own. Own, one, now. 3 different words containing all the same letters, which are all now very significant to you. Now you know how the feeling of having won makes you a champion, and doing things now is a quality that you now own. Gone are the days of procrastinating and putting things on hold. Those were the days when you were disorganised and unsettled. That was an old, unwanted pattern that probably developed when you were quite young and less mature. Those were the days that you were disorganised and unsettled. That was an old, unwanted pattern that probably developed when you were so young. You hadn't learnt then the tremendous feeling of satisfaction from seeing a job well done. But this wonderfully satisfaction feeling is now one that you own when you accomplish things you have set out to do. You are learning now how to prioritise by making a list of the tasks that you want to accomplish first. And this is so easy because you make your list at night time before you go to sleep. That way your unconscious mind can sort out the best and most satisfying methods for you to achieve your desires as you rest, without even needing to give conscious thought to what you're going to do. But learning to trust, really trust, in your inner resources, knowing that you know now more than you think you know, and instinctively trusting yourself to make really good use of your time. And you know that now is the time, not tomorrow or the next day or even next week, but now. Now you begin to feel a sense of urgency when you arise, a strong desire to work through your list and to do not only the things that you have to do, but also the things that you really want to do. And when you have worked through your list and ticked off all the things that you've accomplished each day, you really congratulate yourself on a job well done. And what a tremendous feeling of complete satisfaction you have now that you really know that you've won. You own these good feelings, these strong, positive feelings when you do something now, not later or tomorrow or the next day or even next week, but now. Now you really know how it feels to free yourself from these old feelings of dissatisfaction and feel really good. And if there are rare days, where there invariably will be, when you do not accomplish everything you had set out for yourself, because of unexpected interruptions or demands on your time, you feel even more determined to pick up the next day from where you'd left off. And you now do this with a renewed sense of energy and urgency, because you realise that this new pattern is a pattern of success that you have set out for yourself, and it's becoming very important for you to do it. Just do it now. So think for a minute And think of how you can give significance to the word now in your life. What does it mean for you now? A feeling of freedom, a sense of achievement from knowing that you've won, or a good feeling that is all your own. Let your subconscious mind make sense of these messages now in its own special way. So just think about now. Now, now. Bring your mind back to the sound of my voice and know that these changes are already beginning to take place in your life, and now you can own all the good feelings that can arise from knowing you have won. You are now organising your time and finishing the jobs that you start, and instead of putting things off till tomorrow or another day, you determine that you are going to make a start now while it's fresh in your mind. And having made that start, you have an overwhelming desire to continue until you see the positive result from having completed a job. Well done. And in a moment, I'm going to count the numbers from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake and ready to begin your new program for success. Your mind is filled with all the determination and motivation that you need to succeed, to tackle not only the things that you have to do every day, but also the things that you really want to do. You will also be pleasantly surprised to discover that although you are doing more with your time by doing things now, you actually now have more time than you thought you would have, which for you means you have won. You're in a win-win situation and you feel good about this. And these suggestions are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind, and they grow stronger day by day, stronger and stronger day by day. They're growing stronger by the day, stronger by the hour, stronger by the minute, and they're taking effect right now. So as we count back, you can enjoy these feelings of satisfaction that you rightfully own. So 1, your mind and body are perfectly in tune together. 2, you're now beginning to alert yourself. 3, you are becoming more and more alert. 4, you're now aware of everything going on around you. And 5, you can open your eyes, you're wide awake, ready to start dealing with those jobs that have to be done now. And now, before a new week starts, think of ways that you can overcome procrastination in your daily life, and only then can you start achieving your potential. I hope that was useful for you, and that you can incorporate it into your jobs and just break down things that have to be done into little steps. See what has to be done and tick it off then as they get done. So I'll let you go now, and hope you all have a lovely day, and wishing you all the best. Okay.